Parallel frequencies, Just Blane and Coco right here. We're back.
Join us for a nice cozy cup of coffee and a discussion that we'll continue from yesterday's show in honor, in tribute of Rob Reiner.
Yeah. What are you drinking, first of all? What is it?
It's a mocha. It's always a mocha.
A mocha. Got a Christmas snowflake on there and everything, huh?
Christmas mug. Yeah, I eat chocolate and drink chocolate, and it's just chocolate all day long in my house.
Oh, that sounds like a good time. I got a coffee too, in my I Love Beaver mug. From
I
Beaver.
knew it.
But I gotta tell you, this is the worst. I made the worst coffee ever. Like, I was in a hurry. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of one of those people that are like, just give me the caffeine. I don't care about the flavor. I'll choke it down.
No. See, I think it's a waste. If it doesn't taste good, it's a waste. Waste of my time and my energy.
I see that. I can get that. I was in a rush this morning because our son had his first school play. Kindergarten. First school play. What were you? Did you have a school play?
I was in a lot of school plays. I was in theater, so I can't even remember my very first. I'm sure I did something in kindergarten and as early as that. But yeah, my kids have done their little performances, and we've got a couple of Christmassy performances to go to this week where we get to sit in the audience and ooh and ah over adorable little children's.
I remember my first school play. My first school play, kindergarten, I played a tree. I remember that.
I thought you were going to say a lobster, but
no.
Yeah, a tree is just as good.
A tree.
A tree.
All the stuff I ended up doing later, I don't know if a tree was the best representation for me I think the casting director got that wrong.
There's no small parts, only small actors, and everyone is appreciated for their contribution. And I'm sure you were appreciated as a tree.
I'm sure I was appreciated. You know what? The play they did today was the Nutcracker, and I was sitting there thinking, "Oh God, I hate the Nutcracker." But it was for kindergarten through 6th grade, so I sucked it up. It was incredible. They did some basketball dribbling, like to the beat of one of the songs. I think our friend Amanda McCombs helped write this bad boy. Because she was a teacher over this.
So cute. Yeah, I could see her doing that. I have an art student who's a former 2nd grade student of hers. And to hear her talk about Amanda is just, she was the most magical fairy of a teacher you could ever imagine. And I believe it. I believe it.
I can see that's Amanda McCombs' inner workings of the not so genius mind. I wouldn't say the not so genius mind about anybody, but that's what she says about herself. So she's out there living on the
her
farm
brand
now. It is her brand. She's out there on the farm doing stuff with a nonprofit and stuff. But yeah, her pod's back too. She had a new episode.
Yeah. Pop over there, check it out.
We'll have to put her trailer on. Just Blane's Trailer Park coming up. We'll have to play hers because I produced it. That's the only reason. But other than
sure, yeah.
That one's so old. I don't know. We have to refresh our trailers. I think it's some out there.
It's about time. Yeah, do a little nod, little shine a light on what we've been up to, what we're doing.
Yeah, so I know
you deserve it.
I know that Rob Reiner was on our minds again last night. What movies were you thinking about last night?
And yesterday we were kind of listing our favorites and some of our favorite moments, and I can't believe I forgot this. I don't know what I was thinking, but last night as I was like dabbling around on the internet, the interwebs and seeing what was what, I had one of my favorite movies pop up. I can't believe I forgot this. I probably rented this from the good old Blockbuster back in the day more times than any other movie. The movie North. Do you remember North, 1994? Elijah
Wood, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love that movie. Again, a little bit whimsical. Like we were talking about Rob's kind of, directorial vibe, some of the movies that he's done. Yeah. And this one's a little magical. It's a little Wizard of Oz break from reality. Boy goes searching for new parents because he feels like his parents don't appreciate him. And so he gets a judge to agree to tell him if he finds new parents by a certain date and a certain time and decides fully that they will be his new parents, he can be emancipated and he can have new parents. And so he goes around the world. His name's North. He's supposed to be like the perfect kid that everybody should appreciate. So he gets to try out all these new parents and kind of, maybe not the most appropriate racial profiling of some of these parents and places around the world that he went. But Dan Aykroyd, Reba McEntire. I mean, this was such a star-studded cast. We have Julie Louis-Dreyfus and Jason Alexander playing
Bruce Willis was original parents. Bruce Willis.
Yeah, because shows up in several different characters, always acting like he doesn't know him. And it's possibly wakes up from a dream at the end of it. But by the time he's done, he's like, I appreciate my parents so much better now because I've tried all these other parents and they weren't it. Oh my gosh. I had such a crush on Elijah Wood, little young me and little young Elijah Wood at that time. It was like, he's so cute.
Yeah, Jussie Smollett in here way before he got in trouble for faking getting in trouble, I think, whatever it was he did.
Yeah. Oh, it is a throwback for sure.
We don't have to go too far into that, but yeah, I remember this movie. This is another one of those, though, that I did not remember or think that Rob Reiner directed. Like, really, I don't think it crossed my mind that
I think maybe that's why it didn't click for me yesterday, but I was like, oh my gosh, of course it was Rob Reiner. Oh my gosh.
I remember there was a huge mixed reviews. Like, some people hated, you either hated or loved this movie. Like, on IMDb, it's a 4.7 or something, which is awful.
I know.
You got people like us out there who, oh yeah, we watch this right now, but even Siskel and Ebert. Remember those two guys? 2 thumbs up and all that? Yeah. One of the worst movies they ever reviewed, they said.
I believe it. And we have a different perspective when you're watching it as a kid and you just love it because of all the things going on in it and have a different appreciation for it than I think a movie critic might.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to argue with the movie critics. They might be 100% right, but there are people of my generation and age that will love a movie, stay loyal to it, no matter what. Yeah. This might be mine.
You know what? That goes out there because I got to say something about that because not everybody is going to love every movie. And most people don't. You're not going to have a movie out there that everybody loves.
Right.
So, and here's my real-time examples. There's a Street Fighter movie coming out, right? And the look of the people are coming out. You got Jason Momoa, you got Joe Noir, who is Roman Reigns, you got Cody Rhodes, you got all these guys out there, muscled up guys, and people are like, oh my gosh, this movie's going to be awful. Well, guess what? It wasn't never going to be the Shawshank Redemption. That's not what they're going for. That's not what they're going for. They want those popcorn blockbusters that are going to pack the theater. It doesn't matter. I'll go see a Street Fighter movie, but I'm not going in there thinking that damn thing's going to win the Oscar. Yeah. So, yes, people got to get over their expectations sometimes for what movies are and what you get and just realize that's what it is. You don't have to like it. It may not be for you. Go watch the Shawshank Redemption,
Yeah. And there are still movies that may surprise you. You may think because you saw the trailer or you saw who was in it, you were like, I'm not going to like that. That looks dumb. I'm skipping that. Not going to pay to go see it. But if you did and you just gave it a try, there have been movies in my past I will have to think back on. But it would be a surprise to me. Oh, that wasn't so bad. I actually got something out of that. That surprised me.
A lot of movies like that for me. Maybe even The Princess Bride. Like that might have been one for me. Like maybe I didn't understand it and get it the first time I watched it. Maybe I didn't the first 20 times I watched it.
Yeah. And when you say, not every movie's for everybody. And there may be people out there that didn't care for The Princess Bride. I know it wasn't a hit right off the bat. But I have yet to meet someone in my own personal life that said, I hated that movie.
Oh, yeah. And then
so that may be one that's close.
If you did, you'd have to look at that person real close.
I judge them.
You would. You'd have to
judge them a little bit. Mm-hmm.
You'd have to see what's going on underneath a little bit because there's something there. There's something wrong. It's a hard movie not to like. I mean, really, it is. For some reason, you can find something in here that's redeeming to anybody, I believe. So
it's probably one of the most quoted movies. I've got to think. If they had a statistic for that, I don't know how you would measure that, but it's got to be one of the most quoted movies, I would think.
If not most quoted overall, at least most quoted on weddings and wedding toast and whatever else you want to go for, just because of the one scene, But should we get into it? Should we do the deep dive and get into our thoughts on Princess Bride?
Oh yeah. Here we go. We told our fans we would do it, so here we are. Princess Bride.
It's the movie that taught us that true love means storming castles, sword fighting Spaniards, and occasionally surviving rodents of an unusual size. If you've never seen the movie, first of all, what are you doing with your life?
Living under a rock.
Yeah,
for
second, buckle up. It's one of those rare flicks that's an equal part fairy tale, comedy, swashbuckler, and meta commentary on storytelling itself.
I love it. Adapted from the book.
Look at that.
It was a book in Battle of the Books for my son's class last year, so he and I got to read it together. And William Goldman, who wrote the script, my copy has this really cool map in the middle of it.
Yeah, let's see that.
Isn't it? It was a surprise to me. It has Gilder and Florin, and it has the Cliffs of Insanity, and it has the Fire Swamp.
Oh yeah.
You get to kind of browse the map and see where everything takes place in the story.
That's an incredible looking book right there. So here's the deal. The Princess Bride came out in 1987. Directed by Rob Reiner. Same guy that gave us, this is Spinal Tap, North, that we just talked about, and all the way to Stand By Me and Misery. So huge range, hell of a storyteller. Basically, he is the best storyteller, I think, one of all time. This is a love letter to adventure stories. Like, that's what I think it is. It's a love letter to the adventure stories that we all grew up with. You could go out and say, this is the new Odyssey. It's I think a big adventure for the whole thing, and it starts off in that room with a sick kid.
Yeah, which I mean, I think that's a perfect segue into the story of it too. It was written for William Goldman's daughters, and I think for people that maybe wouldn't have given this movie or this story a chance in the past, the little boy played by Fred Savage in the movie, saying like, oh, is there going to be kissing in this? And the grandpa is trying to build it up, trying to encourage him to give it a chance. And he's like, yeah, it's a love story, but it's also, sword fights and exciting adventures and a six-fingered man. And, all these things are going to be in this story. And it's kind of like, almost as if that was Rob Reiner saying that to the audiences and the critics that were like, what is this? Is this a kids movie? Is this a comedy? Is it a romance? What are we watching? And Rob Reiner's like, hey, give it a chance. There's romance. There's shrieking eels. There's come on, just give it a chance. Right.
It was the best way to show that he was self-aware, It's a movie that's self-aware of what it is. It's funny, but still heartfelt. And it comes across right there in the opening scene, just like you said. I love that. That's hard to do. That's really hard to do in a movie that you really don't know what it is. But that's fun. Yeah. They set the tone right from the beginning.
Yeah.
Who is that? Fred Savage there in the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of dates the movie a little bit in that it's a modern, opening and beginning encapsulated by this grandpa telling the boy a story. So you see a little of that 80s video games. You see there's a Spinal Tap cap in the scene somewhere. So look for that little Easter egg. So yeah, other than that, it's a timeless film. I mean, it goes into a fantasy land that's a fantasy place. We're not told exactly what time period it is or where the setting is exactly. We can kind of decipher it. But other than those front and ending parts with Fred Savage, it's a timeless story, right?
Yeah, it really is. came out too in the time I would remember. You wouldn't. But there's a lot of these movies that hit right about now in the 80s that were, to me, legends, classics, you know. And The Princess Bride, though, still stands out above all of them to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I think it is the quotable lines and the
Mm-hmm.
big characters. Everybody played their role to the perfect T, really, because,
Yeah.
you know, nobody, sure, they all stood out, but nobody was like outdoing the other one. I don't know how to really put that into any better words than that, but they didn't.
The ensemble cast of it, I think that what really shone through, and I think why people love this movie so much, and in all the documentaries and interviews I've ever seen since, you really feel the genuine love that the cast had for each other, and I think that's what shines through in their performance. So one of my favorite stories from behind the scenes was there was a moment when Rob Reiner was kind of feeling despair in filming it because he wasn't sure it was working. He was, you know, he was kind of nervous about like, is what I want this to look like coming across? I don't know if we're clicking. I don't know if it's coming together. And a little bit worried about what he was hearing from people, which was like, what is this? What are you making? What's, you know, what genre does this movie fall under? And so I think that was getting to him. And it's nice to know that a genius like Rob Reiner, like somebody who's made so many incredible things, had a moment like this too. Because we all get that way where we're like, what am I even doing? Is anything I want happening? Am I a failure? And he had this moment where he actually went off and kind of sat by himself and he like put his head in his hands and he was like, I don't know. I don't know if this is working. And it was Andre the Giant, which you'll see this in a lot of stories behind the scenes. He was the one that came and sat next to him and said, this is good because we're good. This is working because we're working. And the cast was put together all in the same hotel. It was kind of like camp. They all got to know each other. They all got to be really good friends. They love each other to this day. So I think that is it. I think it's the chemistry that shines through in their performance. What do you think?
Absolutely, because here's the thing. The Princess Bride should not work. It just shouldn't. It's a fairy tale spoof that's also sincere. It's like, it doesn't make sense. It contradicts itself and all this, but it is the comedy, romance, action, meta narrative. All of that comes together, and it goes back to what Andre said. They're good. All the cast is good, so it made it good. All those things come together. But if one of those is not working, then that movie it just doesn't work. On paper, this movie should not work. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
It didn't. It didn't. Let's just be real. The movie bombed at the box office. Like, it was awful.
Not a right out the gate hit. Not a first weekend hit for sure.
As tons of movies that become much loved, it became a cult classic. That's what it did. It got it to cult status. And now we're talking about it, 35 years later. So is it 35 or 40? However long. 35 years later.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. And like you said, we quoted especially movies and I mean other movies and people's situations, weddings comes up a lot because of the wedding scene in it, which is always hilarious. I love the guy that plays the king who's like, that's nice, dear. He's one of my favorites.
Now, speaking of weddings, you yesterday on the show mentioned that you had an old wedding video that you spliced in some footage from. Well, let me just tell you something. Don't let old Just Blane here know that something's floating around out there, because I happen to get myself a copy of. Have you seen this?
Oh my goodness.
So I've got the copy of the wedding DVD. Look at that young Coco and her husband, Matt.
Yeah. 19 years old, 21 years ago. There it is. That's my wedding video.
I got it right here. It's in my hand. Now, I have taken the liberty. Just know that you'll get a gift out of this, because you'll get a digitized copy of your wedding video now. I uploaded it to YouTube last night, so the whole world, it's out there for the whole world now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about that part, but I want to show you what I found in here because you weren't kidding. You really did put the Princess Bride into the wedding video. But this was like, you're going to have to tell us a backstory after we watch this because this is wild to me. I couldn't figure out what was going on.
Sweetie and Buttercup knew they were safe. A wave of love swept over them. And as they reached for each other...
What? What?
Now it's kissing again. You don't want to hear that.
I don't mind so much.
Okay. Since the invention of the kiss, there have been 5 kisses. The most passionate, the most new. This one left them all behind. The end.
There it is.
Yep, that was in our wedding video. That was our videographer. And I can't even remember his name. It's been so long. But in the package that we bought for our wedding, we were allowed to do an interview and, the slideshow that everybody played at the reception that was really popular in the 2000s. And I don't know if people still do that, but yeah. And then we could do a little movie. So we got to stretch our acting a little bit. I have done acting. I'm in plays since I was a kid, but Matt got to stretch his acting abilities, and he is not one to be on camera, and he is not one to try to do some acting. I think it's hilarious that it says that in the history of kisses, there's never been, when really it was actually a very awkward, we don't like kissing in front of people, and we're being filmed. So we were like,
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever seen you kiss until this video.
Yeah, we don't do that in front of people ever. My parents had never seen us kiss. In 5 years we dated, they never seen us kiss until our wedding day. So that just goes to show you what.
I got to tell you, you don't look very witchy here either.
No. I was hiding my witchiness back then. I was in the closet. I was in the witch closet. So that's fine. But yeah, what Princess Bride right there in our wedding video. I mean, we decided not to go with the usual, what you usually find in weddings. We took a slice out of a different part and plopped it in that wedding video there, but feel like it was fantastic. Now, your wedding had a bit of Princess Bride's pizzazz in it, and I happened to have a little video that your wife sent in of your wedding.
What is this? What is happening?
Mm-hmm.
There's footage of it?
Yeah.
Marriage. Marriage. What brings us together today? Love. True love.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe you felt. I didn't even know that I had a video of my wedding. How'd you get that? Okay. I'm sorry about that.
It pays to be friends with your wife. And I don't know if listeners and watchers out there can tell, one of those people you just saw was Blane. One of the people.
Yeah, it was.
Figure out which is which.
And I'm going to tell you the story. We were out in the middle of nowhere, Utah. That's where we got married, up in there, and it was beautiful. Mm-hmm. That's my brother-in-law. And that's how he kicked off.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, a cult classic, quoted movie. You're going to put it in. Everybody getting married during a certain time period would have that quote in it.
You got me shook over here now. Here I was thinking, I got her. I really didn't know that video. I didn't know there was a video of my wedding.
I would hope so.
I didn't.
I would hope there's documentation out there somewhere. All right, so.
Sounds like the husband, right? I have no clue if there's a video.
It's like, did we have a videographer at the wedding? I don't know. Well, it pays to be friends with your wife. We got that. But going back to some performances in this movie.
Yes.
And we're talking about how the chemistry between the actors was really great, but also some of the things that they brought in. I mean, this has been talked about to death, I'm sure. And I hope this isn't the first time people are hearing this, but Inigo Montoya, played by Mandy Patinkin, was offered the role when his father had passed of cancer. And so it was a very personal performance for him, which, I mean, we kind of are flippant about it. It's kind of comedic, and we do the whole, my name is Inigo Montoya, you killed my father, prepare to die. We love quoting it. But like, really, when you hear Mandy talk about it and talk about what it was like to be in this movie, I get emotional with him talking about, I had lost my father. I know what that felt like. And I was bringing all of that emotion into this performance. And then you look at it completely differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Incredible.
I think there was a lot of that probably on the set, you know. I honestly, if they were that close, like you said earlier, then everybody else felt that and they knew that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were probably there for Mandy when things were tough, you know, because
going through
being
that.
an actor, you got to be able to flip that switch on. And yeah, that's probably a very hard thing to do with real life stuff hitting you. And I bet it was nice to have somebody the size of Andre the Giant around to cuddle you.
Oh my gosh. And if you hear the stories people talk about him, and he passed in 93, I believe.
Yeah.
But the stories of the fellow actors, everybody seemed to have a story about a time when they were feeling nervous or really struggling. And Andre was the one who was there for all of them. Robin Wright plays Buttercup, talked about during the Cliffs of Insanity scene. She was getting nervous, and he put his hand on her head and calmed her down. And I mean, that is just so lovely. What a beautiful soul he is somewhere out there.
And this is a man too who had been all over the world at this point, wrestling, being in front of people, being the attraction, the sideshow attraction, the freak show. So he'd seen and heard it all at this point. Then again, who would pick a fight with Andre?
I know, right? No, I'm not pissing that guy off for sure.
No, not at all.
But do you have a favorite Andre the Giant line in this movie? Anything come to mind?
Any of them, anything that he says in the whole movie, I think it's great. It's another one of those that, like, there's nobody else that could have played that role, and I mean there's nobody else like Andre ever. But yeah, I don't think anybody else could have filled that role like he did.
Yeah, and they actually recorded all of his lines for him for the whole movie, and then had him practice repeating it, because when they first cast him, they were like, we got to have him play this role. There's nobody else physically who is the right person, but they couldn't understand a word he said. So they had to have him like practice his lines over and over again, listening to a recording of the lines. And it turned out really great because you can understand him pretty well most of the time. You have subtitles for the rest of it. It's fine.
What about you? You got a favorite Andre?
Oh my gosh. I love when Vizzini says, "No rhyming now, I mean it." And then he says, "Anybody want a peanut?"
Yeah.
That is my favorite.
It's almost
I think
like
of all the lines.
Yeah, Vizzini, you talked about Vizzini. Inconceivable. That's
yeah. That's a great line of his for sure. It was almost cut from the movie, actually. But Wallace Shawn playing Vizzini, and he was told they were wanting to cast Danny DeVito in that role, which made him a nervous wreck because he thought he could never do it as good as Danny DeVito. But I can't imagine Danny DeVito in this role. I think he did. I think he did fantastic.
Yeah.
That's his opinion.
Yeah.
And he really is a brilliant person. So him talking about his massive intelligence all the time, the actual actor was a Harvard graduated history, literature genius. So it's perfect.
Hard to argue with then, right?
Right. Yeah. Can we talk about the shove down the hill?
Yes,
scene?
yes. That's my favorite scene from the movie. That is.
Do you really you can, what does she say when she shoves him? She says something like, and you can die too for all I care.
Yeah.
And shoves him. My friends and I reenacted that scene probably 1 billion times because we had this hill outside of my friend's house, and we'd all go out there and we would be like, okay, I'm going to say this. I'll be Wesley and you be Buttercup. And I'm going to say this line. And then we would go, and you can die too for all I care. And we push him down the hill and we roll down the hill as you wish. And then we would switch and take turns doing it too.
Carrie Ells, Wesley.
Oh, so
Carrie
cute.
Ells.
Another childhood crush.
Yeah.
All the ladies will understand, and some men too. I don't want to group anybody in together, but everybody will remember the way his hair falls in front of his face a little bit in this movie.
I think this movie influenced who knows how many movies after. It had to have, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
The quotes are
Robin
even
Wright.
in other movies.
Mm-hmm.
Shrek, Deadpool. I think they all say "Inconceivable" at some point, and it's or "As You Wish," something in there. Like those came from this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. That reminds me of when my kids were littler and they would say words. You know how toddlers, when they're growing up, they say words that they've heard, but they don't really know what they mean. I don't know how many times I quoted, I do not think this word means what you think it means.
Yeah.
And I say this to my kids all the time.
Did you know that Goldman, when he wrote this, it was because his daughters asked for a story about a princess and a bride? So he gave them both?
Is that not a little girl request? For
and
sure.
Is that not
a princess who is also a bride. We want all of that.
And I got to say, is that not a dad with that high level of multitasking to put it all together?
Yeah. You're like, oh, I'll just throw it in. It'll be fine. And that's my only complaint, honestly, about the plot or, if I was to give any kind of criticism whatsoever, it would be that it's not a very feminist story. Buttercup is pretty much just rescued over and over and over again and doesn't get to really show off a lot of strength of character and that. But I think the way Robin Wright played it kind of excuses it, right? It's sort of she comes at it with her own strength that is still admirable and for young girls to watch and want to be more like her. I think, the way she stands up to Prince Humperdinck is pretty admirable. And man, I have to give credit to the costume who, I don't have the name of the costume designer, but whoever did the costume design for Buttercup's crown and gown, there is nothing that I can think of in anything that rivals that beautiful
That's a
silhouette.
That's a great to look that up. I'm trying to find out who the person is so we can give them the right credit.
And then if anybody wants to give me a replica as a gift, I'm just talking about fans out there. My birthday's in March. Go and send me one of those crowns. I'll take it. The bigger, the better.
We have fans out there. Do you know that?
Yeah, that's why I talk to them. Hey, fans.
I think I came up with a name for them.
Okay.
The Freaks.
Okay.
The FREQs. The Freaks, right?
The Freaks. The frequencies, freaks.
Yeah, we got all of our freaks out there.
Yeah. Well, when Freaks and Geeks came out, Freaks became awesome. So I'm good with that. I don't know how they feel about it, but we're all good with it.
What else you want to say about The Princess Bride before we wrap this up? Because we could go forever about this movie.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, I do want to say one thing because everybody talks about the Miracle Max scenes, right? Billy Crystal. There's enough out there to talk about that for a whole episode just by itself. But and everybody gives so much credit to Billy Crystal because he did a lot of improvising. No scene, no take was the same. Rob Reiner actually had to leave when they were filming those scenes because he was laughing so hard he thought he would ruin the take. But I want to give a shout out to Carol Kane playing his wife Valerie. I think she stands alone. I mean, she is excellent as well, and her part in that, I absolutely love her in everything she's ever done. Scrooged, if you want to go check her out in that.
I was gonna point Scrooged out because that's my Christmas movie. I don't know that Christmas has started until I watched Scrooged. So yes,
absolutely.
I love that.
Isn't she fantastic? I mean, she plays the kind of quirky, crazy lady that I aspire to be someday.
Right.
Someday they're gonna look at me and go, she's nuts. And oh man, if I had her curly hair too, I'd just have it all. That would be all I need. But she and Billy Crystal got together before they made this movie, and they sat down, they read the book, got as much about Miracle Max and Valerie as they could, but they also sat down and wrote entire life backstories for both of them together. Because obviously they're a couple who's been together a long time and have some history. And that's hard work. I mean, that's really putting in the effort in a role. Yeah. And I have to give credit to her. I just wanted to point that out.
While we're giving credit, Phyllis Dalton, that's who the costume designer was for.
Okay, good. Thank you for that.
Princess Bride. She also did Dr. Zhivago. She did Henry V. She won 2 Oscars during her career.
Oh, and well, then no wonder.
Sadly, she passed away January 9th, 2025. So it was just earlier this year she passed away. Phyllis Dalton, though, we're going to pay our respects right now because, yeah, once again, incredible career, but also incredible work on this movie, The Princess Bride. Yeah,
incredible. Yeah, I had no idea what what her other films were, but definitely deserves all of that. And R.I.P. to her and Rob Reiner and our tribute to them in this episode today.
That's right. I got nothing else to say about The Princess Bride. We got some other fun stuff coming up, though, here on Parallel Frequencies for all our freaks. Gonna get us canceled at some point. If it can happen, it's gonna happen.
You know what? We might get famous for being canceled.
That's all right. Oh, you might get famous for this right here. Look at this, though.
Yeah.
We got the DVD that I dug up from the dark webs. I'm not gonna do that again though, because you got me back. But what a wild
taste of your own medicine, right there.
I'm still shook up about that, but that's all good. Rob Reiner, rest in peace. What a rough, tragic ordeal. We will never let his work of art die. Like it won't go away. We won't ever forget.
It couldn't if we tried. There's too much amazingness to last for centuries.
And there's a ton of stuff that we could have said about The Princess Bride, but it had all pretty much already been said. And it was more about showing them wedding videos, I think.
That's what we were here for. This is what we're about. Okay.
We'll see you next time, Parallel Frequencies, Just Blane and Coco.